This story took place in a period cataclysmic on the well-known continent of Mu. After the planet cooled was ready to receive inhabitants that came from space. The creator races that would establish the library of life on the planet. One of the first races to arrive was called Else. Although it was of the race of the true original man did not look like the current human, it was the race Cyclopean. To reach planet Earth, they crossed the space following all the great time cycles. Were titans that walked the path of the stars, and today they still do it, but in another dimension of time and space. Some of the Else were true Cyclops because they had only one eye in their foreheads. Others had two eyes like the being current humans, and others have developed the third eye, like a psychic eye. They had more or less 4 meters high. After inhabiting our planet, they left behind a kind of library, containing the history of universe. These libraries were made of quartz and crystal and are inside of the Earth in intraterrestrial cities. Within a magnetic field sometimes encountered by sensitive people thanks to its ability to feel vibrations that can decode information contained there. For a long time the Else race tried to leave the three-dimensionality and stop being trapped by time. But for that it was necessary to ascend. They were looking for the secret of immortality. Earth was one of the last colonized worlds in the galaxy of the Via Milky. Shortly after they arrived to planet Earth, they attained knowledge about the power of creative thinking. Thus attained the timelessness and ceased to be imprisoned by materiality, allowing them to advance space. The Else are also protective gods of sacred energy. Until the humans reach a certain level of consciousness and knowledge will be protective until current humans reach 4th and 5th dimensional levels. Are beings that celebrate when humans are in right paths for evolution and in the process of awakening of consciousness, where being is integrated and becomes one with the universe. They interact with both masculine and feminine energies, therefore they were androgynous beings respectively intertwined like nature. Your strength restores youth to the human. He cannot become an L. But he can achieve a very timeless condition similar to these beings. Most of them withdrew of the land, but some remained in the planet being instructors or mentors for the Atlanteans. Some of these big beings did not continue the path of immateriality. This happened for certain karmic reactions of some members from the Cyclopean family and were forced to remain in the land to fulfill its destiny. They acted as mentors when other races arrived on the planet and began the hybridization process. Aramburu was one of the god's sages of Lemuria. The guardian of the rollers of the continent's knowledge, it was of mentors belonging to the race Cyclopean, while the last parts of ancient continent Mu was torn apart in Pacific Ocean. Planetary great catastrophes were happening in this period. The chain of Piers Andean mountains and changed the geographic configuration of the area. The ancient city of Tiauanaco, what we know it today as a city located in the west of Bolivia, it was an important port and city colonial period of the Lemurian Empire. During the cataclysms the people rose above sea level and the polar climate prevailed on top of the plateaus. Before that time there was no Lake Titicaca. When Lemuria was submerged, the lake formed highest navigable of the world, above 4,000 meters. Established a monastery with giant blocks of stone cut by the energy of the primary light strength, one Cyclopean construction. This place has been a repository of scientific information cultures and secret knowledge of civilization Lemur. After the cataclysm that culminated in the disappearance of Lemuria, other Cyclopean masters went to other parts of the world and established mystery schools for humanity to have access to knowledge kept so that the children of Earth could progress spiritually by making use of divine truths arising from the source. Science emerged from a domesticated Atlantis and the interference of other civilizations that also arrived on Earth sometime later.